stamping friends, it's Jackie Bolhuis from Klompen Stampers. Today we're going to dive right into what I have to share with you. We are going to work with the Sweet Ice Cream Bundle. That means the stamp set and the the punch. Now, there's gorgeous other coordinating products. The paper is beautiful, but the cards I have to share today are just the punch and the stamp set. And I've got 6 different cards. I'm actually not going to make a full card this time. What I want to do is just center around showing you the best or easiest way to make your images work, because we've got these two that go together for our ice cream bar or popsicle, and then the ice cream cone, and how to best stamp to use the punch for both the ice cream and the cone. And I think the cards I have to share then are super simple. I know you can make them as long as you have these tips for making it super easy. So we're going to just go ahead and we're going to play on some scraps of basic white so I can show you how to use the punch, how to combine the stamps, and then I'm going to show you the cards. Now, like all of my videos, we're going to show you one right off the bat. Like all of my videos, I do have a corresponding blog post. Now, the link to that blog post is right down that way. In the video description, takes you right to that blog post. And over there, I'll have pictures of the 6 cards along with the recipe for all 6. So the card recipe gives you all the cutting directions. And then along with the tips I share with you today, you're going to easily be able to make these cards. Okay, this is just a great stamp set for birthdays, thank yous, summer fun. Use any colors you want. I think you're going to really enjoy it. So let's go ahead and talk ice cream cone first. Now, the ice cream cone has, well, we'll call it 3 pieces, but our 2 main pieces are our ice cream and our cone. And if you look at our punch, you'll see we've got both of those images on there. But where people always struggle is where and what direction, how do I best stamp in order to use the punch? So the tip I have to share with you has to do with any punches that have multiple images on it. And I know there's other demonstrators that teach you other ways where you can stamp both of them at the same time and punch them both out at the same time. That's just too complicated for my brain. So I like to make it as easy as I can for both myself and for you. So let's start with our ice cream. And we're going to go ahead and we'll use our bumblebee pad here. Got a bunch of pads and our ice cream. So what I do with these kinds of punches, I always flip them over and I think, okay, if I was to punch that ice cream, where on my paper does it need to be and in what direction? Because sometimes it's easier to show you wrong ways first. If I just kind of randomly stamped it there and now I went to punch it, it's not going to work, okay? So we like to do this strategically. Let's flip this over. And it's like, okay, it's over on the right side of that punch when we're upside down. So I really want to punch or stamp way down at this left side. That way, I'm really not going to have any waste. So if we take this, and again, we have to, all these pads here, go in the right direction. So we're following what this shows. We're going in that direction and we're going to stick it in there. And now I really have no waste at all on my paper. If I was going to do multiples of these, I could go ahead and I could stamp several of them all at one time across my paper. And then as I punch them, okay, because some of the cards I show will have a couple at a time, you'll notice I really didn't waste anything, because I'm just, the cone part, which in this case isn't punching anything out, is just going over where I've already punched. Does that make sense? It's kind of hard to explain. If I show you this way, if I was to stamp down on the right side instead, so sure, this would work to punch it. Okay, I'm in the right direction, but now I'm wasting all of this cardstock. Does that help? So we want to stamp here. And the same thing, if you stamp multiples here, you wouldn't want to punch this one out first. You want to start here and punch your way, and you'll be able to do that. So let's grab another piece and kind of think of it the same way for the cone part. So this is a little tricky because of it being a triangle, but you'll see how this is punching at kind of an angle that way. So same thing, if I was to punch or stamp. Let's stamp several of these on there. Now, if I went in here and I punched this one on the left first, I'm going to ruin this one, okay, or waste that cardstock. So it's kind of the same principle, or this time we're just going the other direction. We're going to punch that one first, and I did waste cardstock there. I should have been right over on the edge. But then as I move over, I'm just punching over that scrap that's already been punched. So I'm able to just stamp, stamp, stamp. So moral of the story with this one, your cones, if you want to do multiples, stamp them all on there, and then you're always going to punch over here first and work your way that way. Where the cone is just the opposite, you're going to stamp on the left, okay? And we can do multiples on here too, and then always punch this. Oh, and I did that the wrong way. See, I'm not even paying attention to my own words here. Okay, look at your punch. We need to turn it this way. So over on that corner, and we can do several, and then we're going to punch going from left to right. Does that make sense? I hope so. Now let me show you a couple of cards, and then we're going to talk about the popsicle image. So here's the card I showed you at the beginning, and you can see where I just used the sprinkle stamp around the edges, did a couple of those ice cream. I did put some words on top of the one after I punched it out. It fit just fine. Those are popped up on dimensionals and some words. So the cards are very simple. Stamp, ink, paper, and my punch. And I did emboss with the dainty diamonds on this one just to give it a little bit more texture. So any colors would work for that. And then let's see, here's another one. Tons of ice cream. So again, if you're going to stamp all of them first, start at the left. You can stamp them all and punch your way to the right, and you won't have any waste. Again, there's that dainty diamonds folder again. I use that on several of these cards. This one, I did do it on vellum. Some machines are a little bit too tight that if you try to emboss with that folder on vellum, it might tear it. So if it doesn't work good for you, that would be why. Again, very simple, just a lot of cutting of cardstock. And then our final one here with the ice cream cone. Again, these are just, I glued these two pieces together first and then popped them both up with dimensionals. So real simple card recipes. I will have them over on the blog for all of those. Now, let's switch gears and let's look at the image for our popsicle. And then I have a couple of cards with that one as well. So again, let's start with a piece of scrap paper. I got scraps and paper flying everywhere over here. Now with the popsicle, let's move some of these out of the way. There are two images to this one as well. It's kind of the bottom and the top. And I like to really have some variation in those colors. So you could mix and match and use a couple of colors or just use one ink pad, but you want the top lighter. So I'm going to ink it up, stamp it on scrap paper, and then stamp it onto my white. And then this bottom piece, we will come straight off of that pad and stamp right on top of it. And that's how you get lots of different shades. Now, like I said, you can mix and match. And one of the cards I have to share with you in a second will show how I mixed and matched those as well. And then this has the nice little popsicle stick. So we'll do a little cinnamon cider as well as early espresso on it. And then there's one other stamp, and I did not use this on the cards I have to share with you because honestly, I didn't know what it was for. I thought it was a big stick, which it could be. But what this one does, and it is dark enough going on the top here, what that does is give you that popsicle look. You know how there's the two pieces to the popsicle, and then we can crack it in the middle. So that is how you do the popsicle or ice cream bar or whatever. Here you can see I used one ink pad for all of these, well, different one for each one, but I stamped it just like I shared with you. The top part I stamped off on scrap paper first. And then this is where I really should come back and put that detail in there. I think it really does add a lot to it. And then on the 6th card, you can see this is where I mixed and matched my inks. And I just kind of played around to find color combinations I liked, but make sure you've got your lighter one up at the top and then your darker one on the bottom, and they will mix a little bit as they go on top of each other. So there we go. Like I said, I'm not going to stamp a full card for you today because I think that putting these cards together is really simple once you understand how the popsicle works and how the ice cream punch works. I guess I didn't show you. You can see the ice cream cones. There's the little, I call them like hash marks. Okay, I did that on top of that to give some dimension. But there are 6 card ideas for you using the Sweet Ice Cream stamp set. Now again, I will have all the cutting directions for you on the website. Just follow the link that's down in the video description. And if you'd like to place an order for the Sweet Ice Cream bundle, stamp set, and punch, you can do that right over there on my website as well. So if you have any questions, please reach out to me. I'm here to help you with all your quick and easy card making ideas. I think this is a great set for quick and easy card making. Like I said, any colors will work with it. Have fun with it. It's just fun, summery, and easy to work with. So I'll stamp with you again real soon. Have a stamp happy day.